All right, so we've all seen how generative AI is just changing everything, right? But with all that power comes a huge, huge new headache for anyone building software. I mean, how do you guarantee quality when your app doesn't even give you the same answer twice? It's a whole new ballgame, and we're going to break down what this new reality really looks like. No, really, think about that for a second. We've literally spent decades, decades, getting really good at testing software that's predictable. You click a button and the same thing happens every single time. But now, the entire rulebook has been thrown out the window. So, what do you do? Okay, so to even start answering that, we need to wrap our heads around a massive shift in how we think. The very DNA of how software works has changed. And if the software has changed, well, our old ways of testing just aren't going to cut it anymore. And this visual, it just nails the problem perfectly. On the left, that's your old school, traditional software. It's a straight line, a one-way street. You ask, what's the capital of France? Boom, you get Paris. Every single time. One input, one correct output. Super predictable. But on the right, that's the world of AI. It's not a straight line. It's a massive branching tree. Ask the same question, and you might get Paris, or you might get the capital of France is Paris, or even a whole paragraph about Paris being the city of light. They're all correct. This is what we call a non-deterministic world, and it just shatters our old testing models. So, as you can imagine, this new reality has thrown traditional QA into a complete tailspin. It's a full-blown crisis. The old rulebook is useless, and it's leaving companies totally exposed. And, let's be honest, developers are pulling their hair out. And when you dig in, the heart of the crisis is right here. You've got tons of possible right answers for one question. The AI's response can change dramatically based on the tiniest bit of context. Heck, change one word in your prompt, and you get a completely different result. So you need to test over and over and get feedback fast. And doing that by hand? Yeah, good luck. It's just impossible at the scale we're talking about. Okay, this example right here just perfectly shows what I'm talking about. The question is simple, right? It's raining, can I go home? You're expecting a simple yes or no based on safety rules, but look at what the AI spits out, this long, detailed procedural thing. Now, it's not wrong, technically, but it's not what you wanted. So what do you mark that as? Pass? Fail? The lines get so blurry. And that brings us to the new reality of AI quality. It's not a simple on-off switch anymore. It's not just working or broken. We have to judge these AI responses on a whole spectrum of different qualities all at the same time. Things like how close is this to the perfect answer? Is there any bias in there? Does it sound empathetic? Is the tone right? And trying to have a human check all of that every single time, it's just too slow, too subjective, and a massive bottleneck. So if the old way is broken, what's the answer? Where do we go from here? Well, the breakthrough is actually a pretty radical idea, but it makes so much sense when you think about it. What if we fight fire with fire? What if we use AI to test AI? And at the heart of this idea are these things called AI evaluator assistants. Now, think of it like this. Instead of one poor human tester trying to juggle all those different quality checks, you have a whole team of specialized AIs. Each one is a super focused expert. You've got one that's a world-class bias detector, another one is an expert on formal tone, a third one just looks at whether the answer is complete. They take all that fuzzy, subjective stuff and turn it into hard, objective data. So here's how the new process actually works in practice. Your AI gives a response, right? We take that response and feed it to this whole team of AI evaluators. And the cool part is, they don't just give you a thumbs up or thumbs down. They give you a score. And this is key, they tell you why. All of a sudden, you have a way to measure quality that's scalable, consistent, and objective. It's real data you can actually work with. Now, a powerful idea like this is great, but it needs a home. It needs a platform to bring it to life, to make it easy to use, to automate it, and to put it in the hands of every single development team out there. And that platform is ArtificialQA. Yep, ArtificialQA. It was literally built from the ground up to tackle this exact quality crisis we've been talking about. Think of it as the ultimate weapon in your arsenal for testing the wild, unpredictable world of AI-powered software. So to put it simply, ArtificialQA takes this whole complex process and just automates it. It's built specifically to handle these non-deterministic systems. It uses those smart AI evaluators to understand the language, check it against your unique quality rules, and lets you scale up your testing without breaking a sweat. And the way it works is super intuitive, especially if you're already in the QA world. It really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, definition. That's where you decide what good looks like and set up your tests. Second, execution. You hit go and run your tests against your AI. And third, the magic step, evaluation. That's where our AI evaluators do their thing, scoring the results and handing you back these detailed reports.
And this is where the real power of the platform shines. When you're setting up a test, you just pick and choose from this whole library of pre-built evaluators. Is avoiding bias your number one priority? Cool. Select the bias evaluator. Need to make sure the tone is super empathetic? There's an evaluator for that too. You get to decide exactly what quality means for your product, giving you total control.
And at the end of the day, you get this, a super clean, easy-to-read dashboard. All that messy, complex, multi-layered analysis gets boiled down into clear, actionable numbers. You see straight-up pass/fail results, you can check the average scores for each quality check, and you can see how your whole system is performing in a single snapshot. No more guesswork.
Okay, but let's be real. This is about so much more than just making testing easier. This is about making smarter business decisions. So let's talk about the real-world impact. What happens when you stop guessing and start using actual data to validate your AI?
For any business, the benefits are huge. First off, you're minimizing risk. You're catching those weird biases or bad responses before they blow up on social media. You're speeding up your development because you get feedback instantly, and you're making decisions based on facts, not feelings, which is absolutely crucial for things like regulatory compliance. And look, this isn't just for one type of person or one industry. For the testers and devs on the ground, it's a lifesaver. You can finally automate testing for these crazy complex systems. For the business leaders, it's about peace of mind, knowing your AI is actually doing what it's supposed to do. And it doesn't matter if you're in banking, healthcare, or e-commerce, this gives you the tools to make sure your AI is safe, reliable, and actually works. So what's the big picture here? This really is about the future of quality assurance. It's a future where we're not replacing human testers, but we're empowering them. We're letting them focus on the big, creative, strategic problems, while tools like Artificial QA handle the repetitive, rigorous work in the background. It's how we're going to build the next generation of software with confidence. So really, the only question left for you is, in this new age of AI, how are you going to define quality